Let's start with something simple, but not easy. Your beliefs shape your reality. They do. The way you think about time, about work, about yourself. It all determines how you show up. If you believe you're excellent at managing time, chances are you're doing better than most. But if you believe time slips through your fingers, that you're always behind, well, you'll live right into that belief. So if we want to get better at time management, we don't start with a planner or an app. No, we start by going inward. We start with the mind. What are your beliefs about time? Do you see it as your friend or your enemy? Something to command or something to survive? Some folks believe that being organized kills spontaneity. But I say, it's the opposite. The more structure you have, the more freedom you gain. You get to enjoy your time guilt-free. When you're on top of your priorities, there's space for fun, for rest, for spontaneity. But it starts here, with belief. Change your belief about time and you change your relationship with life itself. You know what people crave? That winning feeling. That sense that they're moving forward, crossing the finish line, getting somewhere. And here's how you get it. You win. Not in some big dramatic way, no. You win by completing a task. You win by getting something done. Doesn't matter if it's big or small. When you finish something, your brain gives you a little shot of joy. A hit of endorphins. Nature's little reward system. Clean your car, pay a bill, organize your desk. And suddenly you feel just a bit more in control. That's victory. Now multiply that by a dozen meaningful tasks and you've got momentum. And momentum, my friend, is a beautiful thing. It boosts your confidence. It raises your self-esteem. It changes how people see you. And more importantly, how you see you. So how do you keep that feeling alive? You do the next important thing. Then the next. Eventually it becomes a habit. And let me tell you, it's a habit worth building. The habit of finishing. Let's talk about the value of time. Time is like money. You can earn it, spend it, invest it, or waste it. And just like with money, your results come from how you manage it. You can spend time to earn money or spend money to save time. Either way, the two are connected. Now, here's the trick. When you understand how time and money both contribute to your happiness, you start to make wiser decisions. You begin to ask yourself, is this a good investment of my time? Will this bring me peace, progress, or profit? Time spent well multiplies. Time wasted disappears. And don't think managing time is about becoming rigid or robotic. Not at all. It's about designing a life where the important things get the attention they deserve. Your work, your family, your health, your growth. When time is on your side, life begins to feel less chaotic and more purposeful. And that kind of alignment, my friend, is what makes the difference between people who are simply busy and people who are building something. Next. Let's go a little deeper now. There's something remarkable that happens when you wake up. Look at your to-do list and tackle the most important thing first. I'm talking about that top priority, the thing that moves the needle. You sit down, you stay with it, and you finish it. And suddenly, boom, your brain lights up. You feel energized, your mood lifts. Why? Because your mind rewards you with endorphins. It's nature's way of saying, well done. That's what winning feels like. And it's addictive. The good kind of addiction. I call it the high of achievement. And if you build your day around these little wins, finish, feel great, finish again. Pretty soon you're on fire. It's 10 p.m. and instead of dragging, you're smiling. You've done something that mattered. That's the energy of forward motion. Winners don't wait to feel good before they work. They work so they can feel good. The endorphins come after the effort. So ask yourself, what's my one big win today? Do that first and watch the momentum begin. Now, some people ask, Jim, won't I lose my spontaneity if I'm always working on the big stuff? I say, absolutely not. You won't lose yourself. You'll find yourself. Because when you're working on what truly matters, life feels more alive. You laugh more, you feel proud. People notice your energy. And here's the bonus. When you operate like this consistently, you develop a reputation. You become known as someone who gets things done, someone who delivers. That reputation, my friend, creates opportunities. You become more likable, more respected, and, let's be honest, more valuable in the marketplace. Employers love people who execute. Clients trust people who follow through. Success starts to compound. And the amazing part is you don't even have to talk about it. And your results speak. That's how you go from average to exceptional. It's not about being busy, it's about being strategic. When you spend time on what matters most, your entire life begins to rise. Your income, your confidence, and your peace of mind. Let's touch on something critical here. Your self-image. The way you see yourself determines how you perform. It's like a mirror you carry around in your mind. If you see yourself as someone who's always behind, who can't manage time, guess what? That image will shape your behavior. But if you start seeing yourself as someone who's organized, productive, and reliable, even if it's not fully true yet, your actions will start to shift. You'll begin making choices that align with that identity. And over time, that image becomes reality. So how do you shift that internal picture? One way is through modeling. Find someone who's excellent at managing time. Someone you admire. Study them. Emulate their habits. Walk like them, think like them, act like them. Pretty soon, their discipline becomes your discipline. And here's the best part. The more you act like a productive person, the more your self-image upgrades. And the more your self-image upgrades, the better you perform. It's a beautiful upward cycle. The secret: decide who you want to become. And then act like it now. Now let's bring in another critical element: long-term thinking. Most people are so caught up in today, they don't stop to ask, where is this leading me? But the most successful people I've ever met, they think years ahead. They imagine their life 5, 10, 20 years from now. And then they reverse engineer their daily actions to match that vision. It's what I call future-driven decision-making. When your future is clear, your present becomes sharper. You don't waste time on trivial things. You say no to distractions because your yes is already reserved for something greater. You begin to choose your actions not based on ease or comfort, but based on impact. That's when life begins to align. You wake up with direction. You use time like a craftsman uses a tool, precisely, intentionally. And that's when your life starts to take shape in a powerful way. Don't just live for the moment. Plan the life you want. And start building it now, one focused hour at a time. Now let me introduce you to a simple but powerful idea. I call it the A-B task formula. Here's how it works. You've got 2 types of tasks on your list every day. A tasks and B tasks. A tasks are the big ones. The high value, high impact actions that move you toward your biggest goals. Things like making the important sales call, launching the product, finishing the chapter of your book. These are the tasks that change your life. And then you've got B tasks. These are the small, easy, fun things. Scrolling, chatting, checking the news, organizing your desk for the 5th time. Now here's the rule. B tasks feel good, but a task produces good. So the goal is simple. Minimize B, maximize A. Work on the task that changes your future, not just your moment. If you only ever act on what's urgent or comfortable, you'll look up 5 years from now and wonder why nothing has changed. But if you master the discipline of choosing what's important over what's easy, your whole life shifts, results multiply. Opportunities show up, income grows, and suddenly you're not reacting to life, you're leading it. Now, why do so many people stay stuck doing B tasks all day long? Because they're easy. They feel rewarding in the short term, but they don't lead anywhere in the long term. And the biggest danger in life is trading what you want most for what you want now. That's how you fall into the trap of stagnation. You fill your hours with movement, but not momentum. You stay busy, but not productive. And eventually you wonder why others are getting ahead while you're standing still. Here's the answer. They're doing the tasks. They're choosing growth over comfort, discipline over distraction, strategy over emotion. That's what sets them apart. So ask yourself, what's the most valuable use of my time right now? What task, if I did it consistently, would produce the biggest return in my life or career? The answer to that question. That's your A task. Focus on that. Protect it. Prioritize it. And soon you'll become one of the few who truly move the needle. Another principle to remember is this. Future intent drives present action. The clearer you are about where you want to go, the better your decisions become in the moment. Successful people live with the future in mind. They think about consequences, they weigh their choices, and they make adjustments today to serve the version of themselves they want to become tomorrow. That's wisdom. And the good news is, you don't have to be a genius to live that way. You just have to be intentional. You have to stop and ask, if I keep doing this, where is it taking me? And if the answer doesn't match your vision, it's time to pivot. You see, life has a funny way of rewarding clarity. When your vision is clear, your energy gets focused. You stop getting pulled in 100 directions. You become strategic. You start creating your future, not just surviving your present. So remember, the better you define your goals, the better you refine your actions, the clearer your why, the stronger your how. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked disciplines, elimination. That's right, cutting things out. It's not always about doing more. Sometimes it's about doing less, but doing it better. Businesses call it re-engineering. They look at everything they do and ask, what adds real value? What's just busy work? And you can do the same. Ask yourself, what can I delegate? What can I delete? What can I simplify or combine? That's how you free up the time and space to focus on your A tasks. The truth is, most of us are doing too many things that don't matter, and not enough of what does. Simplifying your life isn't about being boring. It's about being effective. It's about removing the noise so you can hear the music. The fewer distractions you have, the more power you bring to the things that count. So go through your calendar, go through your habits, go through your inbox, and start cleaning house. Because every yes you give to something unimportant is a no to something that could change your life. Now, let's shift now to something foundational, self-esteem. Your self-esteem is how you feel about yourself. It's your emotional thermostat. If you respect yourself, you rise. If you doubt yourself, you shrink. And here's the key. Your self-esteem is directly tied to your behavior. When you follow through on what matters, you feel better. You trust yourself more. That feeling, that quiet confidence starts to grow. And underneath self-esteem is something even more powerful, self-efficacy. That's your belief in your ability to get things done. The more you prove to yourself that you're capable, the more your self-image evolves. You see yourself as competent, capable, and focused. And that, my friend, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you consistently manage your time well, you begin to like yourself more. You walk taller. You speak with conviction. People notice. And guess what? You become more effective in every area of life. It's not magic, it's just alignment. How you treat your time is how you treat your future. And how you treat your future reflects how much you value yourself. Now, here's something you might not hear in a time management workshop. Delayed gratification is one of the surest signs of success. Winners are willing to wait for the best. They invest effort today for a payoff tomorrow. They plant seeds, they tend to the soil, and they're patient enough to let the harvest come. But unsuccessful people, they live for now. They chase the sugar high. They seek relief, not results. They want tension gone, not goals achieved. But here's the difference. Goals pay off, relief wears off. So the wise person builds a life that's fulfilling, not just comfortable. That's why I say, do what's meaningful, not just what's easy. That's how you stack long-term wins. That's how you become valuable to your team, your company, your family, and yourself. Every time you choose the long term over the quick fix, you elevate. So next time you're tempted to go for what's easy, ask, what's the real cost here? Sometimes the price of comfort is your potential. Let me give you something very practical. If you could gain just 2 extra hours of productivity each day, that adds up to 10 hours a week, 500 hours a year. Imagine what you could do with that. You could learn a new skill, build a business, double your output, or finally finish that book. But here's the key. You won't find those 2 hours. You have to create them. And the way you do that is through focus. Eliminate the distractions. Guard your time like it's your most valuable asset. Because it is. Know when you're working and when you're resting. Don't blend the two. When you work. Work. When you play. Play. But don't dilute your energy by mixing them up. The sharper your focus, the faster your results. And once you start seeing those results, guess what happens? You become addicted. In a good way. Addicted to progress. Addicted to momentum. Addicted to that feeling of making something happen. And that addiction will carry you further than motivation ever could. And here's something else I want you to remember. Your daily habits are leading you somewhere. The question is where. You see, time moves forward no matter what. It doesn't care whether you use it or waste it. But your results, they care. They reflect everything. So begin each day by asking, what's the most important thing I can do today that would move me toward my biggest goals? That's the question. And then act on the answer. Even if just for an hour, stack that up over weeks and months. And you'll be amazed at how much changes. Here's a simple habit. Make your list the night before. Don't wait until morning when your energy is divided. Plan ahead. Wake up with purpose. And then execute. Build your day on intention, not impulse. Because people who live reactively live regretfully. But people who live intentionally, they rise, they accomplish more. They lead fuller lives. Not because they're lucky, but because they chose every day to work with time, not against it. Next, let's wrap it up with one of the most powerful disciplines you can develop. Prioritization with purpose. It's not just about doing tasks. It's about doing the right tasks. Every morning, ask yourself this question. If I could only accomplish one thing today, just one, what would have the greatest positive impact on my life or career? That's your high-value task. That's your win. Now, tackle it. Head on. Don't overthink. Don't procrastinate. Just begin and stay with it. Tune out the noise, ignore the distractions, and keep returning to it until it's done. Focus works like a gyroscope. The more you return to the center, the more balanced and powerful you become. And here's the trick. Once you build the habit of tackling your highest priority first, everything else gets easier. You feel accomplished early in the day. You gain confidence. You free up time. And before long, you've created a new rhythm. One where productivity isn't forced, it's natural. Now here's a rule to live by. Reward yourself. Give yourself something to look forward to after finishing a meaningful task. Maybe it's a walk, a coffee, a few pages of that book you've been enjoying. Whatever it is, tie it to accomplishment. It teaches your brain to link productivity with pleasure. And over time, this little practice rewires your motivation. You stop needing to feel like working. Because the results themselves become the reward. And here's another tip. Challenge yourself to complete tasks in less time than you think you need. It fights off Parkinson's law. That old tendency for work to expand to fill the time you give it. Instead, shrink the time. Move with intention. And if a task carries big rewards, make it your top priority. Get to it early. Don't let it sit. Because the faster you begin, the faster you finish, and the faster your life moves forward. Time is not something to kill. It's something to honor. You treat it that way, and it will pay you back with results, peace, and confidence. And don't forget this. Time management isn't just about work. It's about life. Rest matters. Breaks matter. Vacations matter. Recharge isn't a luxury. It's a strategy. So plan your rest like you plan your tasks. Schedule time away. Schedule time to breathe. Schedule time to laugh, to move, to think. Don't leave your well-being to chance. Design it. Take care of your body. Exercise regularly. Eat clean. Move your body. Because the healthier you are, the more energy you bring to everything. That includes your work, your relationships, and your goals. You can't pour from an empty cup, so refill it. Take time off. Rest deeply. And you'll return with better ideas, stronger output, and a clearer mind. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. Time management, when done right, includes joy. It includes your health. It includes your sanity. So treat yourself like you matter, because you do. So let's bring it home. If you want to live well, really well, then start by doing 4 things. First, align your goals with your values. Choose a direction that reflects what matters most to you and walk in it daily. Second, take care of your health. Schedule your checkups. Maintain your body. Respect the machine that carries your dreams. Third, simplify your life. Eat lightly, cut the clutter, and reduce the noise so you can hear what really matters. And fourth, think long-term. Live each day like you're planning to make it to 80 and beyond. That's the mindset of the wise. You don't just live fast. You live smart. You protect your time. You prioritize your energy. You say no to what's shallow and yes to what's deep. That's how you win. Not all at once. Not in some grand moment. But little by little, day by day, priority by priority. And when you do, you look back and realize something beautiful. You didn't just manage your time, you mastered your life.